Pokemon seems like a wholesome adventure, filled to the brim with friendship and fun creatures with godlike powers. But if you stop and turn back during your adventure, you will see that a Pokemon world is an absolute environmental nightmare. Let's start with the most obvious one. Pokeballs. These cute red and white circles are the symbols of childhood joy. Let me set the scene. You are midway through your adventure, and you just used your last Ultra Ball. No worries, you bought 100 regular Pokeballs in bulk earlier, and luckily you stumbled across a shiny Pokemon. You get it to low health, and you throw your first Pokeball. Unfortunately, you do not catch it. But that's okay, you got 99 more. You keep throwing it, again and again. You are now down to your last Pokeball, but luckily you managed to catch it on the last one. It only took 99 Pokeballs, but now what? You used 99 Pokeballs, and the single-use item is now just laying in the grass. In a game where we have never ever seen a reuse mechanic, or a way to recycle parts of them into a new Pokeball. This just means that we left 99 broken Pokeballs in the tall grass. This could not only be an environmental danger, but it could also be a danger to wild Pokemon who may hurt themselves on it. Imagine missing a throw on a Magikarp, and now there's microplastics polluting the lake. And don't tell me that the Pokeballs are biodegradable, because if they were, they will not survive being thrown at a Magcargo. Now we all know how bad ChatGPT and AI is for the environment, but let's talk about a Pokemon equivalent, which could be way worse. Of course, I'm talking about the Pokemon PC storage system. You're telling me that there's a storage server that can hold billions, if not more, living creatures in stasis? The amount of energy needed to keep these servers running would be crazy. Usually, servers hold bits on disk and other memory-based devices. Now, if we look at the Pokemon storage systems, they hold living creatures, not just ones and zeros in an ordinary computer. This has to be more expensive and more taxing on the environment to maintain billions of Pokemons across each region. Living creatures also produce heat itself, meaning we will need a lot of water to keep these servers running from just a single group of fire Pokemon alone. Now, some people may suggest that we use Pokemon to cool off the servers or generate the energy, but that is not ethical at all. Let's talk about fossil Pokemon. In the Pokemon world, scientists have somehow played God and have now found a way to bring fossils back to life. Surely they must use this technology for good. Maybe to cure an illness, end extinction, or maybe to preserve an endangered species. Nope, they just revive a dinosaur just to give it to you to force it to fight other Pokemon. Imagine you die millions of years ago, and then suddenly you are brought back to life. And before you even have time to think about where you are forced to fight a Pikachu with a baseball hat. A lot of ethical questions arise from this, but also environmental. How much energy would be used to resurrect one of these things? In most games, the fossils are instantly restored once you leave the building or walk back in. Turning a stone into a flying dinosaur in a matter of seconds is insane, and most definitely energy and environmentally taxing. Let's talk about global warming in the Pokemon world. There's an official Pokedex entry, not fan-made, not a meme, but official. It states that Magcargo's body has a temperature over 18,000 degrees. That is hotter than the sun's surface. Meaning, if Pokemon was real, our planet would have exploded already. And Magcargo isn't even the only one. We've got literal volcano Pokemon, we've got ice types that can freeze oceans, and we got Kyogre, a whale so big it can control the weather just by swimming around. The Pokemon world's climate isn't just unstable, it's unbearable. Half of global warming there isn't from carbon emissions. Think about this. Every time a Charizard sneezes, that's like setting off a regional heat wave. Pokemon is very cool and interesting, but if it existed in the real world, there would be tons of issues. We would be living in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, buried under dust and broken Pokeballs. So if it was real, let's just remember to catch them all responsibly.